before. You mentioned it. I mean, it's all your guys. So is this kind of like the first of the payoff years? That this is what you've done?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I don't want to dismiss what we've done in the first 3 years, but you have to start somewhere and get to this point. And now it really feels like the pressure's on. We got some good players in here finally. We have the right mental attitude, and now we're off to a start here to get us to where we want to be.
For these guys, a lot of them come from winning backgrounds, winning programs before. I mean, winning is the bottom line to anything. That's kind of the feeling I get from these guys.
And that's a very astute observation. You can tell when you talk to these guys that they're expecting to win. That's a great start. But the other thing is these guys know what it takes to win too. They understand the hard work. They understand the discipline. They understand the maturity level you need. And furthermore, they compete every day against each other because you need that to get good.
Remembering being here about 4 years ago to the day, and the clock says 4:30 a.m. I mean, it's just not to say that the rope is longer than it was, but it's a different feeling for you, isn't it? To have,
oh, absolutely.
They have their own responsibility.
This is such a different feel, and but I had to get used to it because this group was so good. I was waiting for a long time in the summer and in the early fall for the other shoe to drop. I was thinking at some point they're going to relapse back to where they were, but this group has shown a level of maturity and discipline that has been that we haven't seen around here. So what you're feeling around here is what we're all feeling.
And you mentioned the chemistry downstairs. I mean, I know you haven't played a game yet, it's a little early, but a lot of these guys who have now been together for maybe a year, some two, some of the new guys, it does feel like a little. There's no blind sheep kind of leading the way. But these guys have kind of seen it a different way, and they know.
That's right. And I mentioned earlier that these guys have learned how to manage me. They know what I expect. And they've taken what I expect and what they expect, and they've raised their expectations even higher. And with that, I think you got the makings of a good season.
Doing a preview piece on Roberto, you mentioned slimming down, but I want to start off with the Beavers Without Borders.
Yeah.
When you first see that video of him bringing down the backboard, his gashed up face, what is the first thought of a coach?
Well, that wasn't my first encounter with it because these guys they were so excited about their experience over there that they would Skype me at 3 in the morning their time. So I was following what they were doing almost every night because about 2 or 3 a.m. their time was about 5 my time, and every day at 5 my Skype would come open and the 3 of them would be on there. Well, the day this happened, they came on, and you guys wouldn't know this, but Roberto Nelson's quite the jokester. So he had a bandage on his nose, he had one on his arm, one on his bicep, one on his forearm, and another one on this arm. And they looked like they were just strewn together like a Halloween costume. So I didn't believe him when he first told me. And then Kevin got on and Joe got on, and they told me, no, it's no joke. And then I was concerned, because I know that they don't have, not every place is equipped with the non-shattering backboard. But then I see the video that you're talking about, and it's not a wonder that he didn't get much worse, get hurt much worse than he did. So it was a scary event, but I was sort of eased into it when they told me about it before I saw it on the news clips.
Yeah, I know. So Roberto's kind of like, yeah, it was spooky at the time, but now it's a pretty darn cool story with that scar. I broke a backboard. I mean,
yeah,
it's pretty neat.
Yeah, right. And that is, it's actually a function. He wouldn't, before he worked out and got in shape, he would have never been able to get up high enough to break a backboard. So he's excited that some of his hard work is paying off.
Yeah, so good transition there. So you talked about him, a little more sculpted, more athletic body from the type of player that he could be. He camp.
Oh yeah, I mean he's really put the work in the spring, now in the summer, and then the early fall. He has really dedicated himself and given himself over to our process, and he looks the part. I mean, he is playing better, he looks better, he feels better, and he's a natural leader for this team.
What has to be done for him to be consistent in that process too? I mean, I know people look at the stats, they say that ASU game, but there was only 6 guys that were suited up.
Yeah, and he just has to keep doing what he's doing, because just yesterday in workouts, I would say he had his most mature workout since he's been here. And each day he's growing and he's understanding more, and it all comes down to work. He's working on the things that he needs to work on that he wasn't good at, as opposed to just working on the things he's already good at.
And Phil's doing a piece on Eric Moreland. Obviously, early in the year last year, he goes down, you don't have him. Can a player learn from that, from being sitting on the sidelines and kind of seeing how things run?
Yeah, especially the way we play. I mean, we're not your traditional sort of, X's and O's. We do things a little bit differently than a lot of these kids did before they got here. So I think from that standpoint, having Eric sit on the side for the whole year and watch how we conduct practice and watch how we think about the game, it's helped him tremendously. He has a very high basketball IQ, and it was augmented with that time off.
You see a guy that you mentioned the white team and the orange team that you can kind of mesh and go wherever. How much can a guy like him with that size, what can he bring to you guys?
Well, Eric is one of the few players on this team who probably could play every single position for us. And that kind of diversity in your skill level and in your athletic ability is hard to find. I mean, you think about guys like Magic Johnson, you think about guys with good size who can handle the ball. That's what you think about. And that brings a lot of options to what we're able to do out here.